I forgot to open stuff. Come on, where is my... There it is. Put that over here. What's going on, man? I haven't played this in a while. I'm getting kind of bored of WoW. A little burned out on Duel Links. So, yeah, we're going to play some Fallout. Although I'm getting reflection from one of my lights. Let me... Oh, that's much better. I think because Fallout is such a dark game, I mean, as far as the color palette goes, it's just a darker game. I found that whenever I have my, I have a couple of lamps near my desk. I found that whenever I have those on, it doesn't look too good for me, as far as being able to actually see the game. I mean, I just don't. The whole thing with 76, yeah, I'm still not buying it. I think the only way I would buy 76 is if it were on deep discount. I mean, like $15, which I know they don't want to discount it that much, but they will, you know, do sales here and there. Plus, all kinds of weird stuff going on in that game right now. Too many bugs. There's a bomb over there. See that bomb? I looked around because somebody was actually saying a few days ago, they're like, yeah, it's like $15 right now. I'm like, $15? I don't think they would discount it that much this soon. Oh God, get off me! What is going on? Why is this stuck to me? What the hell's going on? Oh my God. Speaking of bugs. 3 years later and this game still has bugs. Replaying the whole game? Well, no, this is my old save. I've already replayed this game like 6 or 7 times. But this is my old save. I never really ever get done. Well, 1, because I like to build. And 2, I can only do quests for so long and then I just gotta do something else. Like even right now, I just kind of logged on and I was like, I don't really have a point to what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of doing something. I don't even remember where I am on the map. There's a bug over there. I actually almost got talked into buying 76 because people were like, "Well, you know, at least even if you don't like the game, at least you'll get a bunch of views." And I'm like, I don't know. I've been told that too many times. Yeah, go buy this game and stream it. You'll get a ton of views. It hasn't happened. The same thing happened with Overwatch. Everybody's like, yeah, do Overwatch videos. You'll get a lot of views. Nah. I think the most views one of my Overwatch videos ever got was like 25. So that was a waste of money. They said the same thing about, what is it? Fortnite. Stream Fortnite, you'll get a whole bunch of views. Nah. One, I don't even like Fortnite. It's just such a bad game. And, oop, that thing's going down. Is it? Anyways. But yeah, I do not enjoy that game at all. And two, obviously it didn't get very many views. So it makes no sense for me to... Ooh, there it goes. It makes no sense for me to do that. I don't like... I'm really not the kind of person that goes around chasing trends. I just don't like doing that. I'm told that time and again, you know, from various people who... They'll sometimes tell me during one of my shows, sometimes they'll send me a message on Discord or something. You should play this game. Like a while back, some guy was telling me to play Warframe. Oh my God, he's just floating in the air there. Anyways, yeah, somebody was pushing Warframe on me like big time. I mean, like they went on about it for like a good 25 minutes, and I'm like, this guy's really into Warframe. But yeah. I just, you know... I mean, I get that people really enjoy some of these other games, but I tend to be very particular with the games that I get into. Especially if I'm going to dish out $60, it better be a damn good game. Because if I drop $60 on a game that somebody tells me, like, if they're on me, telling me, you need to buy this, and I go and I buy it, and it's a horrible game, I will never let them live that down. I just won't do it. Like this guy. He'll get stuck in the air. What are you doing up there? Well, let's see. He had lost his head, so his head's somewhere around here. We gotta find his head so we can loot it. Oh, well, here's something. Oh, Protectron. Yeah. If you recommend a game to me and it's full price, you better be damn sure it is a great game. Or not even that it's a great game, but it's a game that you think that I would actually enjoy. Because there are some good games out there that I know they're good just because they've been, you know, they put a lot of work into them. They take care of their customers. They release it and it's virtually bug-free. Why did I do that? And, the hell just happened there? And I'm sure they're great games, but as far as would I want to play them? Probably not. That's the thing, Trax. I do play games that I want to play. Yet I still have people that always tell me, you know, man, you should go play this game. I'm like, why? Why am I going to sit here playing a game I don't like just to try and get views? That doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense because if I'm not having a good time, then the people watching me are going to be able to tell that I'm not having a good time, and nobody wants to watch that. You know, I mean, if you're playing a game and you really are having a good time playing it, they'll get onto that. They'll see that. You know, like Rocket League. Rocket League, again, it didn't have a ton of views, but I actually enjoy Rocket League. I can play it for like an hour, maybe an hour, 15 minutes at most, simply because it's a very fast-paced game. But it's a fun game. Oh man, that thing's gonna blow up too. And they're just going around picking fights with everybody, huh? Let's see, who are they? Are those gunners? I've been doing that for 3 years now. Over 3 years. Oh, there goes the Suicider. They're dead now. Big explosion coming in. 3, 2, 1. Oh, maybe a little longer. There we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. Did that thing still not explode? Holy crap, it did not... Wow. That thing did not blow up. What other single-player games have you thought of playing? See ya, Hypho. I know it's morning time. People are probably getting up and going to work. I'm just bored and I can't sleep, which is why I'm streaming. That's the only reason I'm streaming. Once I get tired, I'm going to go have a shower and go to bed. As far as single player, not a ton.
Something's out there.
That guy's still in the vertibird? I think he's in there.
False alarm, I guess.
It really has been quite some time since I found a game, a single player game, that I really, really liked. That I just got into and I just did not want to stop playing.
Nice try.
Oh crap! Die. I want to get in the vertibird. It won't let me get in. Damn it. But as far as current ones, I do hope they bring Red Dead Redemption to PC, because it kind of annoys me, because they're kind of doing the same thing with Red Dead Redemption that they did with GTA 5. I have a feeling they're going to make the PC gamers wait. And that's going to suck. Because when I finally got to play GTA 5 on PC, I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the single player mode, but at the same time, you know, I feel online we had, you know, everybody else had such a head start. You know, they'd been playing online for at least a good year at that point. So when I got in there, I was just getting absolutely annihilated. Again, dude, I'm not going to go and drop $300 or $400 on a machine that I may play one game on. I'm not going to do that. Plus, I don't have the money to do that. And I know you may be like, oh, well, you just got yourself that laptop tablet thing. Well, yeah, I actually use it. I use it every single day. And I do more than play games on it. So that actually makes sense. Whereas the PlayStation 4, there could be times where that PlayStation 4 may sit there for a month being unused. And yet I dropped $400 on it, just on the machine. Not even including the game. And again, I hear good things about the Spider-Man game, but just because it is a good game doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to enjoy it. There are particular types of games that I like, and just because a majority of people enjoy a certain game doesn't mean that everybody is going to enjoy a certain game. Ooh, glue. Fire. Oh, this is a stupid flooded town. What was that one game? Oh, I forget its name, but it was kind of like a medieval game, and the gameplay and the combat looked actually pretty amazing. I forget what it's called though, because it's been so long since I took a look at it. Because of course, when it first came out, it was a $60 game, and I really don't like dropping $60 unless I'm absolutely certain I'm gonna like the game. Which usually means if I get to do I wish I could play like a demo of the game, like maybe for like an hour, 2 hours maybe. And then at that point, I'll be like, oh, okay, this is a game I'm gonna like. You know, and since at that point I figured out, okay, this is a game I'm gonna like, then I'll go ahead and I'll drop the 60, and then we'll get to play the game forever. Let's see, you bought an Xbox One to play Black Ops 4. Well, I wouldn't even need to do that anyway, because you can get Black Ops 4 for PC. So for me, that it would make any sense to get an Xbox. But I mean, if you don't have a gaming PC that can run it, then I can see why buying the Xbox is a good option. Consoles do have their place. It takes the guesswork out of building a machine, because you can just buy it, get it home, set it up, maybe do a quick update, and you're ready to go. Ow! Up early? No, I haven't been to sleep, man. I couldn't sleep. I tried to go to sleep a little early last night. I was just tossing and turning. And then my freaking laptop freaked out. I think that little laptop that I bought, the one that I showed you all the other day, I think it's cursed, man. It does weird things. And I mean, because it runs on Android, and I'm very familiar with the Android OS. But I went through it and I made sure all of my settings were as I liked them and whatnot. Still does weird things. Like, sometimes it'll just be there asleep, and it will suddenly just start buzzing and beeping for no reason. I'm like, what the heck? And I think maybe somebody sent me a tweet or a message or something, because it alerts me whenever I get those. And so I'll go out and I'll look, and there's nothing there. There's just nothing at all. No tweet, no Facebook post, nothing. I'm just like, okay, what the hell did this thing do that for? And so I'll go and I'll set it down again. And again, like 10 minutes later, it does the same thing again. That actually worries me. Because if it keeps doing that, like, I'm going to keep it another week, at least. And if it keeps doing that, where it just starts doing weird stuff like that, I'm going to have to send it back. Which sucks, because I really don't like sending back stuff like that. But obviously, if it's not functioning properly, I need to get it replaced. Let's see, who are these guys? Those just ghouls? Oh, they're Rust Devils. Oh, I forgot this is my explosive. You got it from Radio Shack. Got what from Radio Shack? I don't get it. You realize there is no Radio Shack anymore, right? Radio Shack is gone. Some people still make the jokes about Radio Shack, and I'm like, Radio Shack's gone, man. And they're like, what? And I go, Radio Shack, it no longer exists. It's gone. They declared bankruptcy, and that's it. They closed up all their stores, and they are gone. They are 100% gone. Because for a while, they were doing that thing where Sprint sort of bought them out a little bit, and they started having like those hybrid Radio Shack / Sprint stores, and that didn't work. It just they didn't change with the time. What in the hell are those? Oh, okay. Here's my Minuteman. Okay, I can't use this gun. I don't even remember where all my guns are. Okay, here we go. I don't like using this, but kind of have to because there's so much traffic in there. But yeah, I loved Radio Shack. I really did. I was one of those people that used to just go to Radio Shack. There used to be a Radio Shack here in the mall. The body goes flying. Wait, oh my god. But yeah, there used to be a Radio Shack in the mall here. Loved going to that store. I loved it so much. They had such neat stuff in there all the time. Oh no! I think I killed one of my Minutemen. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe he killed the Minutemen right as I shot him. That sucks. I'm sorry! You're dead. Oh well. Let's see, got anything neat? I think the problem with Radio Shack is sort of similar to what's happening to a lot of other businesses. They're just getting eaten up by places like Walmart and Amazon. They can't keep up. Or in Radio Shack's case, they couldn't keep up. So they're gone. There are a lot of other places out there that no longer exist that I kind of miss. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, but there was a place called Walden Books. It was a bookstore. And again, they used to have places in the mall. Not only in the mall, but occasionally you could find like a standalone Walden Books. I think there was also a place called Books A Million. I may have the name wrong. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but yeah, that place is gone too. Trying to remember, was it Brookstone? Brookstone was yet another bookstore, and they are also gone. Oh shit. Where's my shotgun? Is this my shotgun? No, it's not. Where the hell is my shotgun? Ugh, all the way over there. Get out of here. But yeah, too many stores, man. I can't, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and complain about companies like Amazon, though, because I buy from Amazon all the time. It's so much easier now. But I did like going to the stores back in the day. They were fun. I used to go into Walden Books because they had a huge magazine section. And there used to be just all kinds of just, like, I mean, your regular magazines, like your Time magazine and People and stuff like that. But they also had, like specialty magazines, which you just, I mean, they were, well, at least for me, they were unfamiliar. So it was kind of neat to look at those. No, Dre, they did not have adult magazines. I knew you were waiting to type that in. I know you. You went to go look at the booby magazines. No. I mean, you should know by now. I actually really like reading. Upside of having an explosive is I don't have to be on target. I can usually just kind of put it near them and it kills them. And that dude does not want to die. I may have to go. Oh, God. I didn't realize how many of them there were. Let's see. 1, 2. There's at least 5 left. Oh, there's one over here. Oh, there you are. Hi. Oh, Jesus, there are a lot of them. Piss off. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 of them. It's kind of like, since we're on the topic of stores that no longer exist, of course, Toys R Us is gone. No more Toys R Us. Well, the original Toys R Us is now gone. from what I hear, somebody in Canada, I think it was a franchisee. I don't know if he managed to keep his store open or if he wants to keep the store going. I don't remember exactly what he was doing, but there was some talk about up in Canada about them kind of resurrecting the brand a little bit. I don't know how that would play out, though. Because at this point, I mean, I guess the creditors would probably own the name. Because that's really all there is. They're basically just picking the, you know, picking out the bones of that corpse. Well, now I'm wondering. Oh yeah, Sears may go away. JCPenney is in trouble. Ooh, I blew myself up a little bit there. Yeah, JCPenney may be going away. Sears more so. They've already had to close several hundred stores from Sears. Which again, they're getting eaten up. I think like we have a Sears here in Corpus. We only have one, and it's in a mall. But it's actually, from what I understand, it's actually doing really well. But I think the main reason why it's doing so well is their automotive center. They have an automotive center there where, like I know for probably like the last 20 years, my mother's been going there to get her tires. Like every time she needs to get new tires, she just always goes to Sears. Of course, now she lives in San Antonio, and I imagine she goes to the Sears there. But it's just one of those things that she's just always gone. But beyond that, Sears probably needs to go away. Their customer service is so terrible. Alright, buddy, I need you to die. Dang, talk about a bullet sponge. Crap. I never said it was Yu-Gi-Oh! And don't come over here and say, oh, it says on YouTube. No, I updated it. It should say Fallout. If it doesn't say Fallout on YouTube, then I don't know what the deal is. I updated it both on YouTube and on Twitch.
Shook up over nothing. I'll find you. Find him and kill him.
Damn it, that was a bad shot. How did I miss that? Oh, I hit the car, apparently. I have not, and at this point I don't really plan to. If somebody buys it for me, then sure. But I mean, because at that point it's a gift, and it'd be an insult to not, you know. But yeah, I don't know. 76 just feels, I mean, just from the news and the things that I'm reading about it, it just feels so pay to win, or it's gonna be pay to win pretty darn soon, because that whole lunchbox thing that I read about, and if they implement it the way it looks like they're going to, it's gonna be pay to win, and that's gonna suck. Because at that point, it's, you know, the game might as well be free. It might as well be free to play. When he wins the tournament. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning. That's good. Hey, look at that. Is that a spleen? What is that? I thought there was another one up here. I guess not. Yeah, you boys are punking out. You can't win unless you get to run your meta decks. I get it. It's alright. I see how it is. Is that what I think it is? It sure is. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, hold on. Did y'all see that? Thought I saw... Okay, maybe I didn't. Oh, I hate that. Come on. Did I find out what prize I'm giving out? Well, yeah, if you had watched the show yesterday, then you would have... You know, you would have seen. The game didn't freeze on me, it's just my hard drive turned off. Or one of my hard drives turned off. That's why it took a little while to save it there. Stole somebody's... actually, no, I don't steal in this game. I have no reason to. I mean, look at everything I have. I've got 330,000 caps. There's no reason for me at all to steal in this game. In fact, let me see. Where are my... What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, mines. Screw it. We'll do bottle cap mines. Okay. Let's see. What is he doing? I can close this, right? Yeah, close it. No. That's, well, I mean, I could technically do that and just say, hey, this is just a tournament for fun. I mean, there's no entry fee. So if there's no prize, then it's just, I guess people are, you know, you could just say that they're, you know, playing just for the sake of playing. We used to have tournaments like that, too. Oh, shit. No, stay there. Oh, hold on. Okay, now you're gonna get that. Where did he go? Oh, is he going around? No, don't go around. Oh, he's going all the way around. Oh, gee, oh crap. Now I've got these guys over here. Now I've got raiders. Okay, this is gonna get interesting. Crap. And if they hit this, it's gonna blow up. Crap, they just hit it.
You'll run out of bullets at some point.
And we got a vertibird. Oh, God. Well, here comes the action. They're still on me, too. Well, here, I'll let them fight each other. Any more babies on the way? Dan's like, dude, man. You gotta pace yourself here, man. You can't just go and have like 5 kids in like 3 years. That's insane. You're gonna burn yourself out doing that. Yes, they do. There are nothing but a bunch of terrible rewards in this event. It's a reskinned reward, and oh my god. Yeah, you guys fight it out. Let me know when y'all are done. Here, I'll help y'all out. It's a reskinned event with really bad cards. I mean, really bad cards. They're just pathetic. They're pathetically bad. Like I said, when we were going over them yesterday, I think I had said that there was just one single usable card, and it's not even that good. I mean, it's okay. But yeah, it's not very good. Is that another vertibird? It is. Yeah. It's kind of how it's been, though, man. Well, see, that's the thing. Again, Dre, if you had watched the show, we talked about that. Yeah, all those they're basically powered down versions of the god cards. And one, they're all hard to summon, and two, they're very easy to get past. They're very, very easy to get past. Alright, imagine they blew themselves up over here. Sentinel's chess piece. Ow! What the... Bastards. That's what you get. Oh, hi, Deathclaw. Do we have another one? There is another one. Thankfully, they'd already been in battle, so they didn't have any health left. Are you... There's another one. Oh my god. There's two more. Do you see that? There's two more. It's like the land of Deathclaws here. Of course, the secret to killing them is letting them kill each other. Fake Sky Dragon. Now, Deathclaws are actually... They're like one of the linchpins of the Fallout series. They've been around a while. Now, the dragon, the Sky Dragon in Fallout 76, that's a complete ripoff. It is a ripoff from Skyrim. Ow! Oh crap! I'm in trouble. Ugh! Come on, man, piss off! Damn bullet sponge, get out of here! Oh crap! I gotta go inside. Come on, man. Oh crap! He comes in. Get away! That's what they are. Damn, like I said, they're just powered down versions of the god cards. It's exactly what we said about them over 10 years ago when they came out. Freezing shielded Gauss rifle. Or Gauss, however you want to say it. Either way, it's correct. But yeah, they're not good. Another Deathclaw. Come on, man. This is just getting stupid now. Stay there. And grab this wine. Oh, dang it. I didn't toss it as far as I wanted to. And if I toss it too close, then it's going to blow me up. Hope you brought that ammo. Yeah, I've got 999. Oh crap, he got up. He held his leg. Okay. Now you can eat that. He just fell over. He's like, oh shit. I need a nap. Okay, I think we're finally good. Did we finally... Is everything finally dead? Can I move on from here? Oh, he's gone. Take his gun. The one thing I don't have a lot of ammo on is this gun. That's a... This one takes a special kind of... I think it's what, 7 point... I think it's 7.62 ammo? I forget exactly which it is. I'm not going to look for it. I have too much stuff. But yeah, this one you can only get from... excuse me, from the... what is it? The Far Harbor? I think it's Far Harbor is the only place that you can get this ammo. I have them. I played some Fallout 3. I played some Fallout New Vegas. The first and second one, those games are kind of weird because they're very different from modern Fallout. The old school Fallout 1 and 2, those were turn-based games. So they were a little bit different. They're not like this. They weren't open world. Because like when Fallout 1 came out, it just... There was... I mean, the capability to do a game like this was there, but obviously it wouldn't look nearly as pretty. It would basically be just like a little 16-bit character running around trying to kill Deathclaws and, you know, getting maybe, you know, 20 frames per second. It just wasn't really worth it. Okay, that bear is going to cause problems. Where'd you go? Oh, he's going down.
That's Commonwealth justice for you.
Richard Overton dies at 112. Richard Overton. Why is that name familiar? Was he in the service? If I remember correctly, he was that guy. Yeah, he was he was a World War II veteran, wasn't he? I think that's who that guy was. Maybe that's why that name rings a bell. Oh wow, somebody just left their... I'll just leave that there. Yeah, World War II. Both of my grandfathers fought in World War II. And a bunch of my uncles were in Vietnam. It's a long time to live, man. I don't think I would want to live to be 112. Really? How did I not... Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta do this again. Oh boy. Crap. Where's my shotgun? No, shotgun. Crap, I think I just got all these people killed. Gotta shoot them in the legs. Yeah, this Deathclaw's about to just destroy these people. Oh god! I'm sorry! Ah! Get away, you little bastard. I'm gonna shoot you in the legs. Okay, so... They're mostly disabled now. Okay, so now I'm just gonna finish them off. Stay down. Oh shit, he healed. Oh! God! Oh, she's dead. Oh! That's gonna leave a mark. Well, but still, I shot a rocket at them. I shot a rocket at them and it did nothing. It's like, oh crap. That was actually surprising. I thought for certain that the rocket would take them out. At the very least, it would have wounded them. But it did nothing. Well, 2 mythic Deathclaw. Actually, there's 3 of them. And one of them, I think this one was a legendary mythic? Yeah, legendary mythic Deathclaw. That one was also a mythic, and then there was the other one was just a normal one. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. Oops. Did the government try to draft you in the... I wasn't even alive when the draft was around. Why in the world did I get drafted in the army? Well, they knew what could happen if they joined the Minutemen. They knew that I might eventually get them killed. Yeah, the draft, the whole draft thing, that thing was gone a long time before I was even born. Well, no, the draft was not only there for World War II, it was also there during the Korean War and during Vietnam. I think it was right after Vietnam. That's about the time that they stopped doing the draft.
Nice.
I have no idea why they would even send you that. One, you wouldn't get fined if... Because the way that they did it back then, if you were I guess they referred to them as draft dodgers, they wouldn't fine you money. Because that's just stupid. But they could put you in jail. In fact, if I remember correctly, that's what happened to Muhammad Ali. Is they tried to draft him, and he's like, I'm not going. And they're like, why not? And he's like, because I'm not going to fight for a country that doesn't, love me. And he had a point. Because back in the day when he was, during his boxing career, especially back in the 60s, it was still, race tensions were pretty harsh, obviously, in the 60s. Especially when they were trying to force integration and they had the Civil Rights Bill and all that. Yeah, things were pretty insane back then. So I don't blame him. But yeah, he purposely did not report for the draft, and they put him in jail for a little while. I have no idea where you even got that. No. There was no draft during the Gulf War. Now, our military, for a while now, our military's been all volunteer. Because at this point, I mean, the number of military people that we have right now is ridiculous. People volunteer all the time. I mean, it would have to be there. We would probably have to move into World War III plus nuclear attacks for us to start doing drafts again. The Falklands War. Did they send military sheep over to the Falklands? I don't know where you got that letter, Dre, but yeah, they haven't done... Here's the thing, is that there is no... Oh, shit. There is no draft. However, you do... Oh my god, who's shooting at me? You do still have to register for selective service. Selective service is not a draft, though. Because here's how selective service works. You have to register when you're 18, or like within a month of your 18th birthday, either before or after. So there's like a 2-month window there where you have to sign up. But it doesn't automatically enlist you in the military at all. All it basically says is that if worse comes to worse, like if there is a World War III type of event, at that point, then they may have to do basically an emergency draft. That's all it is. But again, it's only in the most dire of times that that would happen. And obviously that's not happened. But it is still the law that all males, 18 year, right around their 18th birthday, you have to register for selective service. That might have been what it was about. It's the only thing I can think of. But even then, I mean, believe me, like I said, you don't even have to worry about getting called up. Because again, World War III, we hope it doesn't happen. But yeah. That is sexist. Not really, because that's the way the law was written. And let's face it, I mean, even though there are a lot of men out there who are required to sign up for selective service, even if they got called up, some of them would just be sent right back, simply because they just don't have the physicality about them. Because let's face it, being a soldier, that crap's hard, man. That is hard stuff, dude. Like at 18, though, if I somehow, some way had gotten called up, I definitely would have gone. Not necessarily because I wanted to, because at the time I was in really good shape. The same thing with my brother. We were both athletes, so we were in really good shape. So both of us would have had to go. But yeah, let's face it. I mean, because the whole reason why they stick to it as far as it being men is, I mean, you have to be honest. I mean, men are just physically bigger and stronger than, you know, on average. You take an average man, you pair him with an average woman, he's going to be taller, he's going to be stronger. It's just biology, dude. Well, not necessarily, because everybody assumes that World War III is going to be nuclear. It may not be, because again, you have to remember, if World War III comes around, and if one country, be it us or Russia or the UK or whomever, if one of them starts launching their nuclear missiles, they know that's pretty much the end of the world, as we know it. Because if they launch their missiles, like if Russia launches their missiles, they know we're going to launch our missiles, and then Russia's going to launch even more of their missiles, and back and forth, and then after that, everybody's dead. And if you're not dead, then you're unlucky, because you would not want to live through nuclear war. It basically would be, you know, all the people that were in the big cities that got killed, they would probably be the lucky ones. Simply because they wouldn't have to live through the aftermath. Because the aftermath is the breaking down of the food chain, massive amounts of radiation all over the place, you know, mass dyings of animals, and, you know, thousands or millions and millions of acres of farmland would be unusable. It would, you know, nuclear winter would probably set in. If Germany had access to nukes back in the day, of course they would have nuked themselves instead of surrendering. That would be exactly the same with Russia and Middle East. I don't know. The thing is that a lot of people thought that the Germans did have nuclear weapons. Or it wasn't necessarily that they had them, but they were on their way to having them. But, oh god. But, interestingly, ironically enough, it was Hitler that put a halt to the research for it. Hey, Puffy. Yeah, if I remember my history, and I could be wrong, I mean, because I've watched so many specials on Germany during the war, and also read a ton of books on them. But yeah, if I remember correctly, they had people working on it, but Hitler thought that it took too many resources, and it was something that may never happen. And that's why he kind of pulled the plug on it. He wanted the missiles. He wanted those, and he got some. But as far as making them nuclear, that's the part he pulled the plug on.
Yeah.
Because he figured at that time, he just like, we could just fill it with regular warheads and cause a ton of damage. Instead of, putting pretty much all of their money and resources into a nuclear project that they just simply didn't have the resources to do it. I mean, heck, at the time, even the United States didn't really have the resources to do it. We had to build all that from scratch. Like the plutonium factory over, I think it was in Tennessee. I think there was a plutonium factory there in Tennessee, and they had to build that from scratch, and it cost like $100 million. And $100 million back in the day, that was a lot of freaking money. And the only reason why they started doing plutonium was because enriching uranium, I think, if I remember correctly, when they were enriching uranium at the time, they had to do it one atom at a time. And they actually had a physical counter there, like a little mechanical counter that counted the atoms. It was like 1 atom, 2 atoms, 3 atoms. It was insane. Yeah, Puff, that's what I was saying, is that for a while they did it, but the whole idea was that he wanted the rockets themselves, because his whole thing was, if I remember correctly, he wanted an easier way, basically, to bomb London and to bomb the UK, because they were just right across the way from France. And of course, once France was occupied, they could use that land for whatever they wanted. And that's why he wanted the rockets, because he knew he could get a rocket that would pretty easily get to the UK. But as far as the nuclear warheads, those he thought just would take too many resources and too much time. America couldn't finish the Manhattan Project if it wasn't for a German scientist. Yeah, we are very aware of that. I wouldn't say they wouldn't have been able to finish it, but let's be honest, the Germans who did defect, or that were captured, some of them really were captured, and they basically gave them an option. They're like, okay, you can either work for us, and we'll say you defected to give you a clean slate, or we can put you in jail forever. And of course they chose to defect. And they started working for the United States. So yes, they did play a pretty big hand in helping to finish off the project.
I'm gonna feast on your flesh, human. You hit like a rat roach.
Damn, freaking bullet sponge. But even then, we still had spies. We had spies in the Manhattan Project. As tight-lipped as that whole thing was, there were still a few. There was, I think, one of them was an actual Russian agent, and then the other one was a traitor. That they basically, promised him all this money and all that, and they started reporting back to the Russians. And that's how Russia was eventually able to develop their own nuclear weapons, is they pretty much stole all of our data. That is what kept Britain alive during World War II. Its spy network. Yeah, the spy network helped with, what was it? They broke the Enigma code. And I forgot, again, it's been a while since I've actually had somebody to talk to about this stuff. But yeah, there was that one scientist. What was his name? Well, there was actually a handful of really good scientists that did it, but there was that one that got the most notoriety. Well, hell, what was his name? And he died tragically, I think, in 1954, was it? 52 or 54. But he died by suicide. He took his own life. Yeah, they were a little crazy, but it was a good crazy. See, it's going to drive me nuts. Now I have to go look up his name. I can't believe I can't remember his name. And as soon as I see it, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's it. Let's see. Because if I remember correctly, it was at Bletchley Park. That's where they did it. Let's see. Bletchley Park. It wasn't Wallace. Wallace isn't the one I'm thinking of. Home of the Code Breakers. Story and people. Here we go. Come on, I just want the names. Just give me their names. Oh, come on. Oh, this is going to drive me insane. Yes, we know there were female coders. I can't believe it's not giving me the names of the guys that built the frickin' computer. Alan Turing. That's his name. And right as I saw it here on Google, Dan types it in. Alan Turing, that was his name. I can't believe I couldn't remember his name. One of the most famous British scientists ever, and I couldn't remember his name. But yeah, Alan Turing was there, along with a handful of other people, and they were able to break the Enigma code. Well, he himself didn't break the code. He had help, but he was the main guy. He was the one who oversaw everything. He was the one who built the what was thought to be one of the first real computers, or at least I guess at the time one of the first modern computers, because computing devices had been constructed up until that point, but he kind of took it to the next level. And he was the one that decided, okay, we're going to use a binary type system. And that's exactly what it did. The only thing is that while it did work, it was slow. The machine was slow. So they were always against the clock because they would change the code. The Germans would change the codes every day. And if they weren't able to break the code by a certain point, then all the work the machine had done up until that point would be worthless because the code would change. So that was like the big thing, is they had to find a way to get past that. Hello.
Who?
Don't pull your gun. She pulled her gun. But yeah, poor Alan Turing, man. He got treated like crap after the war. Again, if I remember correctly, he even after the war, they started putting MI6 or MI5, one of those secret organizations y'all have. They put people on him to not necessarily follow him around, but just to keep tabs on him. Because even though he had done so much to break the codes, they thought that he would try to sell them out. Let's see. Here's a fun fact. Did not know Poland was actually the first country to break the Enigma code. These three Polish scientists, by these three, Rajewski, Jerzy, oh gosh, I can't say that. Okay, I'm not going to try to say that. And Henryk Zygalski. Interesting. I think they got themselves one of the Enigma machines too. But the cool thing was that just the way they eventually broke the code, and the way that most of them eventually broke the code, was that usually the beginning and the end of every coded message began and ended the same way. It was the middle part that they couldn't figure out. But once they realized that the end, the beginning and the end of the message was almost always going to be the same, it was much easier to figure out the rest of the code. Like almost every one of the messages that they were able to intercept ended with Heil Hitler. And so just right there, boom, they knew that those letters, or those coded letters, at the very end of every message was to spell out Heil Hitler. And so they took that and they applied the rest of that knowledge to the rest of the notes. And they were able to use that as a starting point to break the code. So it made it much easier to break the code every day. No, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Dang, how many people do I have here? Seems like a lot of people. 14 people. 70 happiness, 12 beds. Whoa. Hold on. Oh, I've got some robots here, don't I? Oh, and the cows. The cows count too. But yeah, I got a robot here. I could probably put some more beds. Here, we'll put some beds up there. Sure, I got plenty of room. Britain invented a lot of stuff, like imperialism. So thank you, Britain. Thank you for showing us the way. Dan's like, shut up. I will say this. You all invented imperialism, but we took it and went pro with it. Okay, maybe we're actually not that bad. Considering how some other big major empires have been, we're really not that bad. I'm not saying that makes us any better, but it doesn't, you know, we're definitely nowhere near the worst. The Battle of Britain. Yep, because then you could ping all the planes that were coming in. That was the big advantage of radar. And I never knew it, but the reason why radar works is because the radio signal bounces off of certain angles of the aircrafts a certain way, which is why radar doesn't work quite right versus certain stealth aircraft, like the stealth bombers and the F-20. I think it was the F-22 and the F-35 have stealth capabilities also, but it has to do with the way that they're designed. If you design them without certain types of angles in them, it makes the planes much, much more harder to detect. Kind of interesting. Heinrich Hertz was the inventor of radar. Heinrich Hertz. Now you know. Now you know where the frequency gauge comes from. Blow up now. There we go.
Yes.
It was also the early days of radar. Because radar has been redesigned several times so that it's much more effective. So with every iteration of radar, there was a new stealth plane that came out, so it was harder and harder, which is why, you know, basically, there was radar, there were airplanes, they're like, okay, we got to build the planes differently so they don't detect us, and so, which they did. Then radar was like, well, now they have these planes that we can't detect, we have to redesign how radar works, so they would do that, and it was just a back and forth thing. It's pretty much how it is. It's kind of like build the better mousetrap. It's like, okay, well, we have to keep building the better mousetrap because the mouse keeps getting smarter. I wonder why I wanted to highlight him. It's probably better if I shoot this thing anyway. Where's that stupid gun? There it is. Oh, that's right. This guy was the legendary. Gotta go grab this.
Perfect.
Incendiary 44. Let's see, where's that robot? There you are. Old school history was always the best history. As far as how, learning it. I'm not saying it was great that we had huge wars or anything, but it's so interesting. Now our modern history is kind of stupid. And I'll be the first to admit, like, we have a president who likes quoting Mussolini. And the funny thing is that he quoted Mussolini and he didn't even realize it. He quotes Mussolini live on the air, doesn't realize it's a quote by Mussolini. Somebody tells him that, hey, you know who said that? Mussolini said that. And instead of backing down from it and saying, oh, well, I wasn't aware, just being honest and saying, oh, okay, well, I wasn't aware that a fascist had said this. He was just like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's a good quote. That's our modern history force. That's how awesome it gets now. A president who quotes Mussolini is just like, eh. I'm not saying that, obviously people have quoted it. It's one way, it's like if you're quoting them, to just kind of make a point, that's fine. But, he was doing it as a compliment. And the whole time I'm just thinking, really? He said this? I guess it's fine now. That's why we have Nazis again in America. You just woke up? Well, you should go back to sleep. He must have read the title spell at 76. Some people probably did. Oh crap. I did not want... Oh, grenade. Did not want to get pushed back this far. Okay, good. Came up as Yu-Gi-Oh for you. That's strange. Okay, probably need a rifle here. Don't get excited. It's not going to be a traditional Pokemon game. It's going to be something that's on Android. But that's if I decide to actually stream it. Because again, if I don't like the game, I'm not going to stream it. And I've never been a fan of Pokemon. Even the TCG, I've never been a fan.
We're taking casualties.
Digimon. I thought Digimon was like the rip-off Pokemon. That's always how I thought about that game.
What the? Who's there?
In fact, for a while, there was an ongoing joke with my group of friends that they were going to make a Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh crossover and call it Yu-Gi-Mon. Yeah, it was a dumb joke, but we thought it was hilarious. And back in the day, Pokemon didn't mean a card game. Pokemon meant something else. You actually don't even have to be, I guess, as you put it, kitted out to do well in this game. In fact, there was a story about a guy who played through the main campaign of Fallout 4 and didn't kill a single person. He killed no one and was able to complete the game. So there are various ways just to go about it. Especially, like, most of the time when I play it, or when I roll the game, like if I'm doing a new playthrough, is I'll usually do a stealth build, similar to what I have right here. And then I'll just do stuff like this, where I'll, you know, throw mines and stuff around and let them kind of come and get me. And then eventually they make mistakes, like that. And see, there's glass here, so he can't shoot me through that anyway. And then I can just... Oh, I need some more mines. Hold on, where's my mines? Frag mine, there we go. That'll work. Or, can do that. I mean, if you play like on normal difficulty, the game is not hard. It really isn't. Now, if you play on survival, that's a whole different story. Survival actually is pretty damn hard. Because there's a lot of stuff you have to monitor. You have to monitor not only your health, but you have to eat at certain times. You have to monitor radiation levels much more closely. You have to drink. You have to sleep at certain times. And you can't sleep just anywhere anymore. You have to sleep in certain places. And so survival mode is much harder. You know, for people who like doing ultra hard stuff. Me, I just like going through and doing silly shit. There was another game where somebody did something like that. I'm trying to remember what game it was. Where a guy went through the entire game and didn't kill anybody. It may have been the same guy. What's that? Oh, it's Psycho. I think one of the things the guy said about getting through his killless run through, one of the hardest parts was getting out of the vault initially. Because in the beginning of this game, when you wake up and you come out of the vault, as you're working your way out, there's always like those kind of trivial monsters that are just kind of hanging around. And at the beginning of the game, it's basically, you know, they put the enemies in your way specifically so you pretty much have to kill them. And they're just like rad roaches. They're not difficult, but, you know, they are bothersome. And so he had to work his way through that, and that was one of the hardest things. Is because he tried to do just like a run where he would just run past all the roaches to get out, and that worked for him. I think he said a couple of times. But then there were other times where he, instead of just running through completely, there is another little section in the vault that has like these little electrical pulses that come out and they cause damage. So once he would get the roaches chasing him, he would kite them over to this area where the electrical discharge was, and he would get the discharge to kill them. And so he never had to kill them. He could just kind of get them to kill themselves. Do you think you could do a run through? No, it's impossible. Simply because there is a lot of there's a lot of story to it. There's a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue. It's not like one of those platformers where you can just fly through it. It doesn't work like that. I mean, there are certain parts that you can skip, but for the most part, you pretty much have to do a certain quest line. It's like a really long, drawn-out quest line to get to, you know, because the ending, the initial, I think the way we kind of looked at it was the ending, quote-unquote, for Fallout 4, just the base game, was getting to and finishing the quest with the Institute. Whether you blow them up or become friends with them or whatever. Once you completed that quest, that was considered the end of the game. And then at that point, you could go do all your side quests or whatever you want to do. So as far as being able to go and do that, it's impossible to do in under an hour. I mean, it is just physically impossible to do. Simply because the game slows you down in so many different ways. Like, there are certain people that you have to talk to. There's no choice. You have to do it. Or certain cutscenes that you have to watch. So yeah, there's really no way to get around that. So no, you could not do it in an hour. I think I'm done in here. Yeah, I just wanted to come and run through here and didn't care. Oh, and I can't fast travel from here, can I? I have to go all the way out. Well, that's not impossible. Some of those games are just, I mean, when you consider the sheer size of the game, yeah, there's a huge difference. I mean, this game by itself, I think, is like, I think it was like 80-something megabytes, or megabytes, 80-something gigabytes, something like that. And Mario 64 was probably 25 megabytes at most. It's not a, it's, I mean, just the data alone is not very much. Just the sheer size of some of the games. Plus, certain games like Mario, they have shortcuts that you can take that are purposely built into the game to help you get through it a little bit faster. You don't really see that too much with this kind of game. Though there are some games that do put silly shortcuts in. Like, I don't know if you all ever played Far Cry 4. But there was... Oh, caps. But there was a way that you could beat the game... technically beat the game in like 15 or 20 minutes. And Far Cry 4 is a very large game. But there was a way that you could technically beat it in like 15, 20 minutes. In fact, there's a quick walkthrough on it on YouTube of a guy that did it, and it's not a huge accomplishment because, yeah, when you get to the certain part, like once they get you from the bus and everything, and you're there, and you're sitting with pagan men at the table, and pagan men asks you to wait there, all you have to do is actually just sit there and wait. Just don't leave that room or that area. And then pagan eventually does come back. And what he'll do is he's real nice to you, real kind. He'll be like, okay, let's go do what we came here to do. And so he lets you go and put, AJ's mother's ashes there at that little place where he wanted to, and he gives you a moment just to kind of have a little moment there with your mom. And then after you're done, he's like, see, now we're all done. Come on, let's go shoot some guns. And that's it. That's the end of the game. And that's how it ends. And I thought it was funny, and I was like, okay, I have to do that on my own now. And so I did it once, just to, just so I could say I went through and did it. And it's actually kind of strangely satisfying. They put that in there. But again, that's not the way the game was meant to be played. It was one of those little Easter eggs they just wanted to put in there. Oh yeah, I can fast travel now. Oh yeah, I gotta go talk to Shank. I just want to kill all those people out there. That doesn't sound good. But what I mean is, because over in Nuka World, it's pretty much all raiders. And we'll go out there for a minute. Well, the problem I found with Far Cry 4 is usually with most games, well, they don't do it as much anymore as they used to. Because like back in the old days, there was always a very defined good guy and a very defined bad guy. There wasn't really a middle of the road kind of thing. But that's what they keep trying to do with some of these games now, is that they make it, they don't make the choices black and white. I mean, while I can appreciate that there are definitely shades of gray, obviously, in the real world, the problem with making a game where every option is in the gray makes it kind of unsatisfying. Because no matter what you do, like in Far Cry 4, no matter who you choose, be it, if you let Pagan live, if you let him die, or if you choose Amita, or if you choose, who is the other guy? I forget his name. Any of those choices is a bad choice. They're all bad choices, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you let Amita, run the thing, she wants to be a drug dealer. She wants to be a drug lord. And yeah, I mean, you're basically, if you lean into her way of believing, you're letting her become a massive drug lord, and the whole economy of the country is then going to be run based on drugs. But if you let the guy have his way, now you're giving way to religious zealotry, and it just, yeah, we've seen how some of those, hardcore religious fanatic things can how that can happen. And yeah, the thing with Pagan, he was a slave trader, and he had no problem with murdering people. He took advantage of everybody. So yeah, you're basically given 3 really bad choices. If it was up to me, I would have killed all of them and possibly installed at least a somewhat legitimate government. But, and that's kind of how Far Cry 5 ended too. In fact, Far Cry 5 had 2 different, well, actually it had, let me see. Yeah, it had 2 different endings. And both of them were stupid. Both of them were really, really stupid. And I gave that away as far as bad writing. I saw it as bad writing. Well, the whole game had bad writing. But yeah, both of the endings were really stupid. And since the game is still fairly new, I'm not going to give away the ending. Y'all can go look it up. But I thought both endings were just really stupid. In fact, I did a video where I was doing the final battle, like the final boss fight. And once it finished, I remember saying on the video, that was really effing stupid. The gameplay in Far Cry 5 is actually really good. I like the gameplay. I thought the story was stupid. I thought the bad guy was stupid. I saw what they tried to do. It just didn't work. Because the problem with having an enemy like that, or a bad guy like that, is you always keep thinking to yourself, there are so many times, especially within the writing of the game, the way they did it, there are so many opportunities that one would have to just kill them and get it over with. And that would be the end of it. But no, because they wanted to string it out as long as possible, they started using a bunch of plot devices badly. And by the time you finally get to the end of the game, it's not, yeah, I'm at the end of the game. It's like, thank God this crap is almost over. And then when it ends, it just, it's like, really? Here's the kicker, though. Y'all may have seen the trailer for the new Far Cry game that's going to be coming out. That one is actually a sequel to Far Cry 5. And the person who helps you in the Far Cry sequel is the bad guy from Far Cry 5. Yeah, I remember reading about it, and I saw the video, and I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen here. I already know exactly what they're going to do. Because the bad guys, as far as we know, or as far as we've been shown in the new Far Cry game, is going to be these two twin girls, or twin women, really. And they are basically the head honchos of like this Mad Max-style gang. And they're just complete psychos. And, oh, pie. And it kind of picks up where Far Cry 5 ends. I don't know. I just don't know exactly what's going to go on with that game. I really am just... Because I bought Far Cry 5 the day it came out. I don't know if I'm going to do it with that game, though. That game... it's still kind of early, maybe we'll get better news. But they're reusing the map, which I'm actually kind of okay with because the map is pretty nice. But if they bring the game out, or if they give us more details on the game, and I see that they're reusing just tons and tons of assets from Far Cry 5, then I'm probably going to skip it. In fact, I think the Far Cry 5 video that I did, the stream that I did, I think I actually titled the video itself as Far Cry 5 ending. And big thing in there is spoilers. I'm going to sit here for the next 20 minutes and try to get this pie now. I have gotten the pie before. Okay, that's not going to make it. The way you know you get the pie is that the little hook, it actually moves to the side a little bit before it actually drops down. And if you don't see it move to the side, then you know you're not going to get the pie. And contrary to popular belief, your luck stat, that's here. Where is it? Where is my luck stat? Here we go. Special, here we go. Your luck does play a factor in getting the pie. It really does. Because with foods and alcohol and stuff, I think I boosted mine up to like 20-something. To like 23 luck or something. And I was able to get the pie really quickly. But without the boosts, it takes forever to get the pie. Yeah, just leave that alone. It's not like the pie really matters. You want some moldy food? Oop, well, there goes the moldy food. More of that. And another reason why I may not get 76 ever is because, well, none of you guys play 76. And the idea of playing 76 is to play with your friends. And if I have no one to play with, it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to do exactly what I was doing in here. Oh, that's right. I think I know what this guy was going to ask. Oh, that's right. He wanted me to invade the Commonwealth. And I really don't want to do that.
If I'm gonna do this, I don't want to hurt people.
No fun in that. But look, you're the overboss. You decide you want to sweet-talk the poor sods we're gonna be dealing with instead of filling them full of lead. That's up to you. But I can't change the fact that you're gonna have to run some people out of their homes so we can give them to the gangs. No one said being boss was gonna be easy. Now, you just say if this is something you're ready to move on.
I kind of want to go at a distance. Come on, and shoot him. Like, I want to go over here and break out my rifle and just shoot him in the head. Of course, that will cause me to fail the mission, but that's fine with me. No, 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 where are you going? No, don't walk. Let's see, where's my rifle? Actually, I don't want to use the explosive rifle. Do I have another one? I think it's... Here we go. Get out the way, buddy. Actually, just in case I decide, let me do a quick save. Just in case this doesn't work out. Okay, so we've quick saved now, so... Now I can shoot this guy in the head. Oh, wow, he's not dead. Oh, there he goes. Now he's dead. And nobody cared! Oh, okay, wait, maybe they did. Crap, I gotta run. Weird how I shot him in the head and he just stood there. He didn't even try to restore power to the nuke power. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think I pissed off a few people. Maybe they'll forgive me in time. But yeah, I don't like that guy. Oh, no. It started at open season. I didn't want to do that. Well, maybe I did, but... Open season is basically where you go in and you kill all the raiders. And then you have to go... You kill all the raiders and then you kill their bosses. Which is actually kind of fun. But yeah, I didn't really want to do that right now. But oh well. It's actually kind of satisfying, though, because you kill all the raiders and then you kill all the bosses. And then, because of you, all the slaves are freed. Oh, wow, that's a lot of juice, man. And because of them, all the slaves are freed, and the slaves become thankful, and it's kind of nice afterwards. It's nice not having a bunch of raiders running around killing everything. I just gotta be careful not to... You know, what the hell. I'm not gonna go back in there. I'll say... Oh, well... Oh, crap, they see me. Stay away. Okay, good. Oh well. What time is it? It is... Oh man, it's already 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go have a shower and then I'm going to bed. And you guys... Well, it's morning. Go do something. Go for a walk, man. Dre, go outside, go for a walk. I don't care if it's 20 degrees. And it's snowing. And Dan, I don't know. What are y'all doing? What do British people do in the mornings besides eat breakfast? Do y'all have like a ritual or something? Because the big ritual here in the United States is basically get up, go to work, and have coffee. What about breakfast? We usually skip breakfast. I know Canadians go outside and they roll in the snow. That's their big thing that they do in the mornings. That is one big rat. Jesus, that is a huge rat. What are you doing? You want a rat? That's racist? You realize that Canada is a nation and not a race, right? I just want to make sure you're aware of that. And I never said anything about the only people in Canada that go around and roll in the snow are white people. That would be racist, but I didn't say that. However, the fact that you assumed that kind of makes me question, are you racist? I don't know, Blescobar, you're making a lot of assumptions there, buddy. Lots of assumptions. Because I know if I were Canadian, I would definitely go outside and roll around in the snow. Because it's snow. And that's what you do with snow. You go and you roll around in it. Here in Texas, we roll around in bed. Because it's too hot to go outside. Go outside, but there's no air conditioner out there. What's up with this tree, man? I think it's the lighting. It's probably from the sun that's freaking out. Yeah. It's unfortunate, man. We found out that Blescobar is racist against people who like snow. Man, that's bad, dude. There are a lot of people in the world who like snow, too. We got a rad storm coming in. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to log off. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Because we have that tournament. Which we've only got 6 people signed up, and I'm actually fine with that. But I'll see you all tomorrow.